Welcome back to Command & Conquer Tiberium Crisis, and welcome to the second of the core maps. And this is the final core map as well. Not quite the other challenge maps, which are also cooperative maps, but this is the second in the same actual core maps. Here we have the stealth tanks. Our job is to destroy a couple of power plants so we can weaken GDI's defenses and then pave the way for our MCVs here. So for the time being, let's just eliminate all these forces here. And I'm once more joined by Sayed Mamdoh. And yeah, for the time being, we just have these stealth tanks here. You don't actually have to be particularly stealthy. You can ambush the enemy, but it's not really that you have to sneak through the defenses. So here's some spikes. And we've got some husks here, but I can already spot that they're going to be non-functional. In any case, there's some more defenses here. Overall, the GI here has a fair amount of stuff, but they don't really react to your attacks much. So it's not that difficult to just pick all the targets off one by one. The map's also pretty small, so what you see here is about 40% of the entire map. So you really don't have much to work with here, space-wise. But then again, that also means that the map isn't too large and doesn't feel that empty. That can be an issue, especially with fan maps. So let's join force together here as well. There's actually a fair amount of not stuff here as well we can capture, but we'll get to that. And also some tech structures and whatnot. So there's some more GI units guarding those power plants, but they're not particularly strong, just they're basic, like buggy-esque units. I think that's another set of Tiberian Twilight units. But we could, yep, well, there's more on the other side, so never mind that. But yeah, they're not particularly strong. And I think that guy wasn't even fighting back, but maybe I was just imagining that in any case. Let's eliminate those power plants. I guess you can just sneak through and destroy nothing else, but you might as well erase most of GDI stuff here, which you need to do sooner or later anyway, to complete the mission. So let's make sure those guys here go. But yeah, they can barely react and they're already gone. And base defenses have our attention, but they're not particularly strong and not that effective against vehicles, so they're not really much of an issue. The walls here barely offer any defense, but I think that's just the thing here. Even in the campaign, like the really chunky knot walls, they go down like it's nothing. And of course, yeah, with Growing Shroud here, always a little bit annoying, especially in larger map. In this one it's not that bad, but in larger map, it can kind of ruin any sort of scouting you do when it comes to like revealing where enemies' super weapons are. So, but well, that's how it is. Here we go. We've got the walkers here. And, yep, GDI here finally woke up a little bit. Start with the power plants here, of course. You can't again take over any of GDI structures, but well, that's just how it is. Get the refinery going. Not much Tiberium here either. It's really just that one field. Yeah, and here I made the mistake of thinking I can set the rallying point, but it really just moves the MCV, which is not ideal. And here we go. Get some engineers here, some Tiberium spikes, all kinds of other niceties. Yeah, let's get that refinery going, otherwise they're never going to go anywhere here. Yeah, stealth tanks are repairing. I didn't actually see there was only these two spikes here, so I took both of them, which I really should not have done. You should be nice and take and let your partner have one of the other spikes. But yeah, I thought it was another pair, but evidently there was not. Anyway, let's get that war factory going. That should accelerate things a little bit. Sure, yeah, communication center or shrine. I think that's probably going to give me a little power. Yep, did that indeed. But yeah, let's get a... Yeah, but you can capture your partner structures. Yep, and just a little apology here for taking that. Well, I said both silos, but I really meant the spikes, but well. And still not building those power plants. But now we can upgrade the ones we have here. Get some scorpion tanks here, no literal scorpions. And yeah, maybe we should have got these harvesters first, but well. We are so little Tiberium, it's not that big of a deal. And getting the upgrade actually does repair the power plants as well, which I guess is convenient. Yep, no capturing GI stuff here. Well, what can you do? Can capture that. But yeah, you could also make another decision here and let one player just attack up rapidly by giving them all the stuff, but you could also split them up just to have both of them be a bit more balanced here. Don't think there's much to capture left here, no. But these ones here. Okay, then it's just time to arm up a little bit. Yeah, really not much Tiberium. They should have just included 2 things here. Even the AI doesn't have much Tiberium, which is interesting. Because most of the time they tend to give the AI a bit more in the way of resources, also because the AI is just not as good at handling them. And most human players aren't here. Watch it, and whoop, engineer's just gone. Oh well. Yep. Just disappeared. Construction is complete. Well, a little more power here. We still have a fair amount of starting cash here. I guess you could also maybe just rush the eye. I'm not sure how much of a base they have when they start. But I think it's definitely a possibility to just go after them straight away. Sayed here is going on the offensive. Go for the commando here. Oh, Judas fighting back. Well, it's just a bunch of basic tanks, so nothing too fancy. Yeah, at least it seems like the AI is not starting with a whole lot of attack. Maybe on the highest difficulty they are, but here at least it doesn't seem to be the case. And I'm not sure there are actually 2 AIs, but we'll have to see. There we go. Infantry is ready as well, and there's the Widow. Not super heavy unit. And missile upgrade I guess is nice. Just some basic damage upgrades, well, why not? Why not? Oh, and here's the Rocket Harvester. Yep, I just tends to send harvesters over there because I think it's already out of money. You really don't need 3 harvesters here. I think like 2 of them are probably okay. And the Rocket Harvester escaped for now, but we're raising half the city here. Just for good luck. Another of these upgrades. I don't think you can take that tank rack actually, but there's a mostly unprotected GI arms factory just kinda here. Sure, why not? There we go, joint offensive. Oh, sure. Get your air units going here as well, and the rocket harvester is back. Yeah, I'm not sure why they went with the rocket harvester, maybe because it's so mimetic. That's not the basic harvester, that's just the one the Zocom has. They are doing a counter-attack of sorts here, but they also have the Obelisk of Light there, which shows against heavy units, which is what's attacking me here right now, even though it's quite a lot of them actually. But there's also those stealth tanks I'd kind of forgotten about, so that should help as well. I'm not sure where those guys are even going. I guess they're going for the refinery. It makes a certain amount of sense in on this map here. Sure, Widows. Get 2 of those, not 1. It's a bit of an odd choice. Well, not really odd, but it's somewhat unusual. You think either no build limit or 1, but no, it's 2. The same goes for the other super epic units, such as the you take out the Guardian Cannon. such as the Mastodon as well, which I do like a lot because it splashes nicely. Yep, money's running low. Not ideal, but we'll see what we can do. The good thing with the Corals is that they're basically mobile repair stations, so you can take them along, which is nice if you want to have your units hide in a repair area a little bit. But yeah, the good thing is that the AI is basically suffering from the same issues. They also, in fact, they ran out of money even earlier there to go after our Tiberium field here. And the Widow here, pretty good range, so I'm not too worried there. Get another war factory is down. The AI is going to be struggling to replace all of that. And refinery is gone as well. Not that it matters all that much, considering that there's not much to harvest left anyway. Well, one can try. That needs to go. Yep, sure. Here comes a house there again. Also at the commando there, but I kind of forgot about that one, like cyber commando. It can actually take units over in Tiberian Twilight, but I'm not quite sure how it works here. And I'm not sure why I took the house there here with me. Never mind. The AI still has a fair amount of money left here. They're happy to rebuild. They already had so many factories. And yet they're still throwing quite a lot of units here into the mix. It almost feels a bit like a tug of war. The battlefield so small. And also have these juggernauts here, but for some reason those turn neutral. Not into husks, they just turn neutral as soon as you build them. I'm not sure why. It's a rather obscure bug, but it was definitely in our favor. I think we still would have won this otherwise, but it's interesting because it cost the AI to waste a little bit of additional money, and also meant of course you didn't have to deal with the juggernaut. Well, 2 juggernauts in fact. Yeah, but I have quite some casualties here. Yeah, but the Widow is also ready. Just more basic tanks here. Nothing too fancy. There comes the not artillery. Now it's only the long-range laser units. But I'll take that. And they're fairly decent against most targets. But yeah, money is really a bit of an issue here. Yeah, they're spamming arms factories. I'm not quite sure why. So I don't think the AI actually has the money for all of that, but well. The Widow here can soak some damage. Thankfully the AI here kept building structures, units that whatever I have is actually good against. That's a relief. And the Widow's pretty beefy. You can fill those beam cannons, but that's quite expensive, and I didn't really have the money for that, to be perfectly honest here. Good thing we have the obelisks here. They insist on taking out those Scorpion tanks. Not that it's in the Widow, but yeah, sure. Time to move a little bit. And take the Cyber Commando along as well. Yep, it's raising two structures. That's just superpower, they don't have an actual air force. It's just a bit of infantry here. Let's take out the rocket guys, there we go. They're gone already. They're building into air as well. I guess it's good if you have to face air units, but we don't really have any of those. This is really not the time to build any. So check out the Guardian cannon. That's good. That Scorpion survived with 1%, which is astonishing, but it did happen. And thankfully it's heavy enough it can be repaired in the repair area here, because I guess it has like a cybernetic suit or so. Artillery here is doing some good work from a distance. We can't actually shoot through these structures yet, it seems. Also, I forgot my second Scorpion tank here in the other base, but well, that happens. And yeah, they keep building those war factories. There's actually quite some money left here now. Oh, and yeah. And yeah, I finally got the air units out. For some reason the Scorpion... There we go. Not ideal, but manageable. But I really should have brought in the other Scorpion tank there. Thankfully the hammerheads here, if you don't fill them with better infantry, they really fall quite quickly and they're ultimately not that useful. You really should fill them with basically anything, even if it's just rifle infantry. Rifle infantry is actually a fairly good deal because they're very cheap and I guess they almost double the firepower really. Should have targeted that Guardian Cannon there earlier, but it's gonna fall sooner or later. With that, I was steadily attacking my crawler there. Yeah, the Scorpion tank just overlooked it again. That's fine. Yeah, they're building those war factories. They just keep doing that. Yeah, Crawley actually took a bit more damage than I thought it would. But that cannon's going down. There we go. Second Widow would have been nice too, but even one is pretty good, just to soak some damage. And destroy things from a distance. There we go. Nope, still building those war factories. That's what the AI does best. But they don't really pump out much else, and we do actually has it's basically an artillery unit. It has much more range than I remembered it having. Yep, and the AI does want those war factories. Yep, and one more thing. We should probably go after the construction unit at this point here, because unlikely that the AI is going to go after anything that's actually of relevance here. There's another flame tank, and not the basic flame tank, the Tiberian Twilight flame tank, or the Guardian Cannon, but it's just one. It's manageable. Some are base defenses, but their power is also somewhat vulnerable, because I don't think the AI has been pumping power plants quite as hard as it has been pumping out war factories. Simply you can still get the wreck from the Juggernaut, which means it's actually detrimental to build some of them. Let's take care of some of these base defenses here. Not lose a commando just now. Guardian Shield's almost down, and it will be the final war factory because construction yard's down. Yeah, it's a bit of a struggle, partially because there's just no money on this map here. But otherwise it's really not that difficult, even though I guess on hell difficulty the AI has probably a lot more to throw at you, but I guess basically the same deal, it just takes longer. Couple more tanks here. Well, a couple more, it's really just one. A little more healing. Can always use that. There we go, and yep, the Juggernaut is back. Just to add insult to injury. Then it's just barracks here. Either the AI isn't really building much in the way of infantry. They're mostly at infantry that was actually just coming off their structures. They really focus on vehicles a lot, but not even on that really. Just in getting the base up and running. But it seems like the script is working on the assumption that the AI has a lot more money. But I guess it might just be a generic skirmish script. Or multiplayer script. It may not even be like one specifically for this scenario here. Not still as power, I guess it's because it's just those power plants and one defense here, so that's not too surprising. Commando made it all the way through. But it's not over yet. Nope. That's just a Mammoth. And yeah, there's the barracks left. But yeah, could have destroyed that earlier, but it doesn't even seem like the AI is using that. That just seems to be like a flavor building from the beginning. It might even be a different AI faction. And yep, there's the silos as well. I'm not sure whether those are pop because they're actually neutral. No, they're not. And there we go. Yeah, not too bad. I'm not sure whether that helps to hurry up in the beginning, but overall you don't really have to do much more than attack towards heavier units. Possibly some artillery because the map's so small, and you can quite easily protect with a crawler heal it with a crawler while demolishes the base. Anyway, thanks for watching and take care.